Audio's good. Alerts are good. Bang, bang, bang. I still only plan to make this like a 10 to 15 minute video so I can still game. How does my shit keep restarting? My stream just restarted like 3 times, bro. Alright, whatever. We're sending it. UFC 261. Picks and fights. Fights and picks. Picks and fights. The whole point of doing this is so people that don't watch my YouTube can interact as well. Because I have a lot of buddies that are always telling me that I should do 30 minutes to hour podcasts. I'm not about all that. I'm just trying to still do like the 10 to 15 minute video, use it as my YouTube video. Um, Once I use it as my YouTube video, I'll probably still put stuff in the description, like as far as like plans for next week. Because now next week's UFC Fight Night Reyes, UFC Sandhagen Dillashaw's after that. 262 is May 15th. That's when we'll do the next video. The plan was to be able to go to UFC 261, but we were unable to get tickets due to the inflation. Tickets were $500 to $600. So me and my buddy were like, you know what? Not worth it. Because what they allow to happen, Ticketmaster buys out all the tickets and they resell them. So then Ticketmaster resells them at like $200 to $400 instead of, if you want to buy them, then at that time you got to spend $600. Going into UFC 261, my picks will be I'll be 14-11. Because UFC 260, I went 3-2. I picked Kama Worthy. He lost to Jamie Malarkey. I picked Gillian Robertson. She lost to Miranda Maverick, who looked really impressive. Watch out for Miranda Maverick in the flyweight division. I picked O'Malley to beat Almeida, even though I actually thought Almeida was going to win. But O'Malley looked good. He withstood a bunch of leg kicks and stayed in there and pulled off the W. Tyron Woodley, that's probably the last time you see him under the UFC banner. He looked really good going into that fight, but he still got demolished by Vicente Luque, who was not going to be denied that win. Yeah, Tyron Woodley has lost 4 fights in a row. Lost his title to Kamaru Usman, lost to Gilbert Burns, lost to Colby Covington, lost to Vicente Luque. That is probably the last time you see Tyron Woodley in the UFC, but he looked good. Fortunate. And then obviously the biggest batters rematch was the reason of the video, the heavyweight championship, Stipe Miocic versus Francis Ngannou. Uh, I still stand Stipe is the greatest heavyweight to ever walk this planet. But Francis looked damn good. And he comes out victorious, steals the heavyweight championship from the greatest to ever do it. Stipe deserves it. I mean, he was a champion for so long. He's done what no one else was able to do. He fought Francis when no one else wanted to fight Francis. Um, it sucks for Stipe, but he still will go down as the greatest unless Francis beat Jones and then just never loses for 5 years. You want my opinion on that? But I picked Francis to win that, so I ended up going 3-2 that night, which makes us 14-11 going into UFC 261. UFC 261 is 3 title fights: Shevchenko Andrade, Zane Namajunas, Usman versus Masvidal. But the other 2 fights on the card aren't no slouches either. You start off with Anthony Smith versus Jimmy Crute and Uriah Hall versus Chris Weidman as well. I picked for Anthony Smith, Jimmy Crute. Jimmy Crute is a young up and comer, but he hasn't beat anyone who I consider good. If he beats Anthony Smith, then we're talking about it. So I'm still gonna pick Anthony Smith. Don't know if it's by decision. I don't know if it's by TKO. Because Jimmy Crute's so good, that could flip the other way, or Anthony Smith could get him out of there, or it could go to decision. So I'm going to leave that one up in the wind. Uriah Hall and Chris Weidman is the next fight. That's a middleweight fight, and those two, I believe, are both in the top 15. I know Uriah Hall is in was in the top 10, but Edmund Shabazian might have pushed him out. 17-9 versus 15-5. Chris Weidman, pretty sure is on a couple fight losing skid. We'll pull it up. Oh no, he beat Omari, but he was on a 2-fight losing streak before that against Reyes and Jacare Souza. And I mean, Rye Hall is one of the most complete fighters, I think, in the middleweight division. He's just fought so many good guys. I'm gonna have to pick Uriah Hall, and I'm gonna say by TKO in the second round. I don't think that fight goes to decision by any stretch of the imagination, but I could be wrong. And then we go into 3 title fights. Shevchenko versus Andrade for the women's flyweight title. I think Andrade is a scary matchup for any woman. I think her power and her ability to wrestle with her power and ground and pound is scary. She can put anyone on the ground, but Shevchenko is the greatest women's flyweight. I mean, ever since they made the flyweight division, no one else has been champion. So you really can't bet against Valentina Shevchenko, but Jessica Andrade she's scary. If that gets out of the first round, Shevchenko wins. If it doesn't, she might lose her title. So it's a very, very scary situation for Shevchenko. I wouldn't have took the fight if I was her. I'm gonna pick Shevchenko in Shevchenko by decision or head kick, 4th round. I don't think the fight goes under 3 unless Andrade wins. If it goes under 3, it's for Andrade. If it goes over 3, Shevchenko wins. How many times has she defended that title? I want to pull it up really quick before I move on to Weili Zane versus Rose Namajunas. Doug Rose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's defended it 4 times since she beat Joanna. Yo lips crusty. That chapstick wore off. Yo lips crusty. Uh, Need some more water, bro. I'm probably parched, you know what I mean? Probably dehydrated a little bit. Weili Zane versus Rose Namajunas. Weili Zane, I didn't think Joanna would ever lose that title. No, I don't think Andrade wins. I said if it goes under 3, Andrade can win. If it goes under 3 because of her power and her wrestling, she wins, but I think she tires herself out too fast. And if it goes over 3, Shevchenko wins every time. I don't think Shevchenko loses. She's the greatest flyweight ever, but Andrade is a scary matchup for anybody. Weili Zhang and Thug Rose. Weili Zhang's 21-1. Rose Namajunas 10-4. I don't know who wins that fight. Like I genuinely just want to be a spectator for that fight. I want to pick Thug Rose because I want her to win, but like Weili Zhang is so nasty, man. She's so powerful and she hits so hard. After I watched what she did to Joanna, making her look like Frankenstein, dude, I don't know, man. I'm gonna pick Thug Rose because I want to win that, but I genuinely think I did that one wrong. If you want me to be transparent, I think Weili Zhang wins that fight. But Rose Namajunas is gonna be an underdog. She's a nasty fighter. She hasn't fought. When's the last time Rose fought? Thug Rose. Beating Jessica Andrade by split decision almost a year ago after she lost to Andrade by or by that KO where she slammed her on her head. Ironically. Yeah, that's why Andrade's moved down and they're letting her fight for the title because no one wants to fight Shevchenko. I'm picking Rose. I don't know what happens. I don't know what round. I feel like this fight can be crazier than Joanna and Weili, or it could be super technical and we could not see nothing for a round or 2. I really think that Weili might win it, but I want Rose to win so bad, so I'm picking Thug Rose. And then the toe stomp rematch. Amaro Usman versus Jorge Masvidal. Um, if Jorge hasn't practiced wrestling and only wrestling for the last like 4 months, there's not a shot he wins this fight. Because you know he can scrap. You know he can throw his hands no matter what. If he hasn't found a way to keep from getting taken down, there is no shot he wins this fight. So I'm picking Usman. I don't know by what. I don't know how. I don't know by who. I don't know where. I'm just picking Usman because I don't think Jorge took him getting taken down serious. I think he just got taken down because he had no training camp. But realistically, he got taken down because he doesn't have a great wrestling defense. So I got to pick Usman. Usman by ground and pound, Usman by decision. Definitely not by KO or definitely not by regular KO. It would be a TKO or a decision by like ground and pound. I don't see Masvidal winning that fight. Would I like Masvidal win that fight? You're right, I would, because if Masvidal wins that fight and wins the title, that sets up him versus Nate Diaz as a title match and a BMF title. So would I like Masvidal to win? Yes. Do I think Usman allows that to happen? No, by any stretch of the imagination. And then after UFC 261, we have two fight nights. Dominic Reyes versus, I don't want to pronounce his name wrong, so I'm going to say Jiri. I don't know how to say his last name. He's an up-and-comer in the lightweight division. And then you have Sandhagen Dillashaw, which is huge too. I'll honestly probably try to do like a full live stream for that video. I might even just go live on my YouTube with that one. And then UFC 262 is the next time you guys will see me doing a video. I don't know if that's at the Toyota Center. I didn't realize that. That's in Texas. So not only will 261 have live fans, that's another thing too, bro. This event will be the first one with live fans. I forgot about that. There's going to be people screaming while these title fights are happening. But then Masvidal beats Nate's ass again. Why you want that to happen? Nah, because I think they stopped that fight a little early. I think he still beats up Nate, but I think Nate could have made that fight a little more interesting. I think it stopped a little early. Just because of a cut. I've seen worse cuts. But 262 will have fans as well. So that's another one. And that's a stat card. I don't know why they have all the fights as a main card. That will change. But the main fights on this card are Edmund Shabazian versus Jack Hermanson, which is a big fight for the middleweight division. And then you have Tony Ferguson making his return against Beneil Dariush and Jacare Souza versus Andre Muniz, Leon Edwards, Nate Diaz, and then Charles Oliveira and Michael Chandler for the lightweight title. So that will be another big card I'll be doing. That'll be May 15th. So that's in less than 2 weeks as well. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, be sure to tell me who you got in the comments. Like the video and subscribe and turn on the bell for all future videos. I appreciate everyone for watching. And enjoy your fight nights after this week too, because Sandhagen and Dillashaw, they haven't added no one to it, but that's Dillashaw's return. It'll be super sweet. And I'll see you guys for more videos on UFC 262 BackWoods Breakdown.